made 2 phone calls. I talked to Jay and I talked to Kendrick, and I was like, hey, I want to get back in music, and it was like, what's the advice? And Jay said, like, don't fake your story. And that's where I got the based on a true story from Jay. And Kendrick, he paused, he said, man, just say that shit you always been fucking scared to say.
Sorry, mommy. You gotta say sorry, Will. You gotta say sorry.
I mean, that's Kendrick said that, mommy. I didn't say that.
Growing up, Will Smith was that guy for me. I'm talking about real superstar energy, the kind that defined an era. The Men in Black movies were classics. He carried this clean, positive, family-friendly image that made parents comfortable while still making kids admire him. For a long time, he felt completely untouchable. But now it feels like the internet has completely turned on him. People mock him for how he handled the situation with his wife, accuse him of selling out, and criticize what they call corny music. And of course, there's the moment that still follows him everywhere, the slap involving Chris Rock. The backlash just keeps piling up. What's even stranger is that the harder he seems to try to fix his image, the worse the reaction appears to get. Over the past couple of years, Will has been on what looks like a full-scale PR campaign to win people back. He's given interviews everywhere, issued public apologies, dropped freestyles, and made big announcements. Yet every move seems to be dissected the moment it happens. Recently, he released a new single after nearly 20 years away from solo music, and the reception was harsh. Not just lukewarm, harsh. The like-to-dislike ratio looked rough, and the comment section was brutal. One person wrote, "This has to be the most elaborate way of coming out." Another joked, "Guantanamo has a new banger for the playlist." Others went even further, claiming it looked like some kind of public humiliation ritual.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it, all right? Hey, I'm out here, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
That isn't light criticism. That's full-on internet demolition. And on a fan forum, someone summed it up perfectly. I get what he's trying to do. It's a song made for TikTok and social media. He's trying to stay relevant. He's chasing trends. It doesn't appeal to the old-school hip-hop heads like most of us. We're all hoping he'll get back in the lab with Jeff, but he's just having fun and trying things. The problem is, it still wasn't landing. A lot of this tension really exploded after the 2022 Oscars, when Will walked on stage and slapped Chris Rock live, right in front of the entire industry. The moment went nuclear online. People said, "Everyone would have forgotten that joke in 15 seconds, but Will just made sure everyone remembers it forever." And honestly, when he sat back down and kept shouting from his seat, it somehow felt even more uncomfortable than the slap itself. Later, he explained that he reacted because his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, has alopecia, a medical condition that causes hair loss. He apologized publicly, but the damage had already been done. Projects were paused. Opportunities disappeared. He stepped away for a while. Since then, the only major releases tied to him have been the Bad Boys for Life era and its follow-up. That single moment changed everything. And when he finally returned to the spotlight, it felt like he was trying every strategy in the book. Announcing new music, teasing a collaborative album with Joyner Lucas, and pushing his way back into the hip-hop space.
Looks like you made it through the apocalypse. Welcome. Now, if you want to stay alive, here's what you need to know. And pay attention, because trust me, you need this way more than me.
All of that brings us to his recent track, Pretty Girls. With his current public perception, his age, and what fans actually stream today, that song backfired hard. Even before that, his album based on a true story dropped in March 2025 with some notable features, but it didn't dominate the charts the way people expected. Some of the tracks felt painfully self-aware. On Barbershop Day, there's a line that goes, "Who the Will Smith think he is? And that boy damn crazy how he raised them kids." Then it follows with "Bottom line, Will Smith is whacked, him and Jada both crazy." That's him confronting the noise head-on. But to a lot of listeners, those lines don't read as confidence. they read as insecurity. And that's exactly why people say the interviews, the freestyles, the influencer collabs, all of it feels like calculated image repair. It doesn't feel organic to them. It feels strategic. And maybe I'm biased because I still see the Will Smith I grew up with, the charismatic star, the entertainer who somehow dominated two industries at once. But even I can admit, this time feels different. The public isn't as forgiving. The internet never forgets. And the slap wasn't the beginning of the doubts. It just exposed cracks that were already there. To really understand why this PR run feels so intense, you have to go back to where it started. Before Hollywood, before the blockbuster movies, before the global superstardom. Will built his name in hip-hop. He came up with DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, and from 1985 to 1994, they were on fire.
Does.
Will Smith is how old?
57.
The stimulus plan that you naming is not working today for 50-however-year-old Will Smith. I don't think this is a bad song, but we can't pump this up like this is about to do something.
All of that brings us to his recent track, Pretty Girls. With his current public perception, his age, and what fans actually stream today, that song backfired hard. Even before that, his album based on a true story dropped in March 2025 with some notable features, but it didn't dominate the charts the way people expected. Some of the tracks felt painfully self-aware. On Barbershop Day, there's a line that goes, "Who the Will Smith think he is? And that boy damn crazy how he raised them kids." Then it follows with "Bottom line, Will Smith is whacked, him and Jada both crazy." That's him confronting the noise head-on. But to a lot of listeners, those lines don't read as confidence. They read as insecurity. And that's exactly why people say the interviews, the freestyles, the influencer collabs, all of it feels like calculated image repair. It doesn't feel organic to them. It feels strategic. And maybe I'm biased because I still see the Will Smith I grew up with, the charismatic star, the entertainer who somehow dominated two industries at once. But even I can admit, this time feels different. The public isn't as forgiving. The internet never forgets. And the slap wasn't the beginning of the doubts. It just exposed cracks that were already there. To really understand why this PR run feels so intense, you have to go back to where it started. Before Hollywood, before the blockbuster movies, before the global superstardom. Will built his name in hip-hop. He came up with DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, and from 1985 to 1994, they were on fire.
Fire.
You and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided...
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though. Marriages have that.
Yeah, we basically, we broke up.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, you know, I think from there, you know, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship.
Five studio albums, multiple Billboard Hot 100 Top 20 singles, real, undeniable commercial success. And as a solo artist, he released 4 albums between 1997 and 2005. His final project, Lost and Found, still produced major hits. Across his career, he won 4 Grammy Awards and earned 4 more nominations. He and DJ Jazzy Jeff even made history as the first rap act to win a Grammy for Best Rap Performance with Parents Just Don't Understand in 1989. That's not just impressive, that's legendary. And here's a key detail people forget. He never swore in his music. He built his entire brand on clean, PG-13 storytelling, fun records, big hooks, humor, and charisma. On Freakin' It, he even rapped as Mr. Clean. Then he took it a step further and threw a challenge at the entire culture. All you rappers yelling about who you put in a hearse, do me a favor, write one verse without a curse. That line sparked debate at the 1999 MTV VMAs and reportedly irritated some artists. There was even back and forth that made the message clearer. Even when people called him corny, he was still respected enough to be referenced by major names in rap. That matters, because it showed the truth. Whether they liked his style or not, they couldn't ignore his reach. And while his music career was strong, his acting career exploded into something bigger. He became a household name on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, then leveled up into blockbuster territory with films like Bad Boys. He wasn't just a rapper anymore, he became a global icon. That's why this fall from grace hits so hard. When someone climbs that high, every misstep feels louder. Every comeback attempt gets examined under a microscope. And right now, Will Smith isn't just fighting critics, he's fighting the memory of who he used to be. The Pursuit of Happiness, Men in Black, I Am Legend, Shark Tale. The list doesn't end. Will Smith wasn't just in hits, he was the hit. On The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he played a fictional version of himself and still managed to earn a Golden Globe nomination. Think about how rare that is. Winning in rap while dominating Hollywood at the same time is a level most people never even touch. Being considered elite in two different industries, that's different. Even people who don't care about movies can usually name at least one Will Smith film they love. Not many actors can say that. Across music and acting, he stacked up around 25 major awards and roughly 75 nominations, an empire of success that made him feel untouchable for years.
You know Esther Perel is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me
Oh my goodness.
if you could film me.
Esther, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Because she don't just...
Would you say that she helped us heal the hurts that we caused one another?
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start rolling. I'm standing in my house. Don't just start rolling.
Please watch us stare at the red table because she's helped us a lot.
That kind of success didn't happen by accident. He carefully built the perfect public image. Funny, charismatic, family-friendly, safe, but still cool. Hollywood loved that formula. For years, it worked flawlessly. But eventually, even the most polished image begins to crack. Outside of music and movies, Will Smith was also known as a devoted family man. At a time when celebrity marriages seemed to fall apart overnight, his relationship with Jada Pinkett Smith looked strong and stable. The two first connected in the mid-1990s after meeting on the set of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. They went public with their relationship in 1995 and married in 1997. Jada was already successful in her own right, so when they came together, it felt like a true power couple. In 1998, they welcomed their son Jaden Smith, followed by their daughter Willow Smith in 2000. Will also had his eldest son, Trey Smith, from a previous relationship. From the outside, it looked like the ultimate Hollywood family. The children even followed in their parents' footsteps. Jaden appeared alongside his father in The Pursuit of Happiness, while Willow made an appearance in I Am Legend. Both later stepped into music as well. To the public, it looked like a perfect legacy unfolding. No scandals, no chaos, just success building on success. But behind the scenes, the story was more complicated. Over time, small cracks began to appear. During interviews, Jada often spoke about independence within their relationship. At one point, she explained that Will was his own man and that happiness and self-reflection mattered more than rigid expectations. Fans quickly interpreted those comments as hints about the nature of their marriage. Later, she clarified on Facebook, writing that their relationship was not open, but rather a grown one. Still, the wording left room for speculation, and the internet ran wild with theories. Rumors intensified again when Will worked with Margot Robbie on the film Focus. Photos from behind the scenes surfaced online that looked playful, and people immediately jumped to conclusions. Both actors shut the rumors down quickly, saying it was harmless fun, but the whispers never fully stopped. In 2015, during a joint appearance on Howard Stern's show, Jada made another comment that raised eyebrows. She said she didn't believe it was realistic to expect a man never to feel attraction toward other women. To many listeners, that statement hinted at a more unconventional dynamic within their marriage. 2 months later, Will took to Facebook to shut down rumors that they were divorcing. He wrote clearly that he and Jada were not splitting up and joked that if he ever decided to divorce his queen, he would personally tell the public himself. He tried to laugh it off, but the tension surrounding their relationship continued to grow. Then came the twist few people expected. In 2016, the couple quietly separated, without officially divorcing. The public didn't even learn about the separation until years later. During a 2023 interview on Today, Jada revealed that by 2016 they had simply grown exhausted from trying to make things work in the same way they once had. Meanwhile, in 2017, Will posted a heartfelt message celebrating their 20-year wedding anniversary, praising their marriage publicly. At the same time, Jada continued addressing rumors in interviews, brushing off constant speculation about their relationship and denying wild claims that circulated online. Later, Will began describing their connection differently. Instead of simply calling themselves husband and wife, he referred to them as life partners. That wording confused many fans and fueled even more discussion. The situation escalated when Jada became close to singer August Alsina. They first met in 2015 through Jadden and initially described him as a family friend. But in 2019, August began hinting in his music that their relationship might have been deeper than people realized. In 2020, during an interview with Angela Yee, he claimed that he and Jada had been romantically involved and even suggested that Will had been aware of the relationship. That statement exploded across the internet. Shortly afterward, Jada invited Will onto her show Red Table Talk for what became the now viral Entanglement episode. In that tense and uncomfortable conversation, she confirmed that there had been a romantic relationship during a period when she and Will were separated. She explained that it happened during a difficult chapter in their marriage. Will sat beside her during the discussion, visibly emotional but composed. The clip spread everywhere online. Later, in an interview with GQ, Will spoke candidly about the complexity of their relationship over the years. He admitted that defining perfection in a marriage had always been difficult and suggested that traditional ideas of monogamy had not always been simple for them. At the same time, the long-standing history between Jada and T. Late rapper Tupac Shakur remained a constant topic among fans, with many continuing to dissect their past friendship. For decades, Will Smith had carefully built a public image, the charming, loyal, steady family man. But the ongoing relationship drama slowly chipped away at that image piece by piece. By the time the 2022 Oscars moment happened, when he slapped Chris Rock on stage during the ceremony for the Academy Awards, public opinion was already divided. For many people, that moment permanently changed the way they saw him. One comment circulating online summed it up bluntly. After the slap, you can't see him as the cool under-pressure leading man anymore. Another wrote, Will Smith's whole career was powered by likability, and now he doesn't have that. That shift in perception hit hard. Old clips resurfaced across social media, including moments that made viewers feel uncomfortable about the dynamic between him and Jada. Instead of empathy, the internet turned much of it into jokes. Memes flooded timelines. Some compared his situation to scenes from his own films, turning serious moments into viral punchlines. At one point, rapper 50 Cent reportedly even messaged Will privately to check if he was okay. Will responded respectfully, but the internet still turned the exchange into more content. Some supporters said they saw the signs of a man under immense pressure. Others argued that leaving the marriage might help him personally and professionally. But regardless of the opinions, the narrative stuck. The slap wasn't just about that single moment. It became a symbol for everything people believed had been building for years. Since then, aside from the success of Bad Boys, Ride or Die, his film career hasn't dominated the way it once did. The aura changed. The confidence people once saw in him seemed shaken. Still, let's be real. Will Smith is a legend. His awards, his box office numbers, his Grammy wins, those are permanently written into entertainment history. But lately, it feels like he's trying a little too hard to win people back, instead of simply owning where he is in life. Instead of leaning into the role of a seasoned icon, the constant wave of PR moves makes everything feel calculated. Personally, I still respect Will. I grew up watching his movies. His music was never the main soundtrack of my life, but the legacy is undeniable. And honestly, Pretty Girls wasn't the worst song ever made. The latest Bad Boys film performed well at the box office too. Maybe if he focused less on chasing approval and more on simply being authentic, the public might reconnect with him naturally. But that's just my perspective. What do you think? Can Will Smith fully restore his image, or has too much damage already been done? If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe, share the video, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next one.